Hey there, and welcome back to the Teachers AI Café. I'm so glad you've joined me today. Today we're diving into something I know confuses a lot of teachers when they first get curious about AI, which is, why are there so many tools? And what's the actual difference between them all? Now, I'm not going to cover them all today because there are too many, but we're going to cover the main ones. So maybe you've heard names like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. And then on the teacher's side, there's MagicSchool, Brisk, Diffit, Eduaide. It's a lot. So in this episode, I want to break it down in a really simple way for you. We'll talk about the three big AI platforms, the actual engines that actually does all the work. Then we'll look at something called wrappers. Don't worry, I'll explain that later, but it's a term we use to describe them. I'll walk you through some of the popular AI tools designed for teachers that are built on top of those engines. Let's start with the basics. When we talk about AI in education, we usually talk about what we call the big three. ChatGPT, the original public one, Gemini from Google, and Claude. You've probably heard of this one. ChatGPT is made by OpenAI. It's probably the most widely used AI tool in the world right now, and it actually holds the record for the fastest downloaded or adopted new software in computer history. Personally, I use the paid version, which gives you access to a lot more on ChatGPT. Honestly, it's been a total game changer for my teaching and planning. The free version is essentially the same capabilities, but you don't get as many queries. So you're a bit more limited in the amount of work you can do in a single burst. So with the paid plans, I can upload more files, usually 10 compared to I think about 4 for the free version per prompt. Use custom ChatGPTs, including building my own, generate images, and get more accurate and thoughtful responses. That's it. The free version does a lot of that, but in a more limited capacity in terms of the number of queries you can do. You can write lesson plans, generate feedback, role-play scenarios, brainstorm questions. It's like having a second brain. But like any tool, it works best when you know how to ask the right things of it. That's why I'm here to help you. And that's why I'll help you. And that's what I'll help you to do in future episodes. Now, Gemini is Google's answer to ChatGPT. After the success of ChatGPT, they had to bring someone to the market because their share price started to drop. They need to compete in the AI space. So they created Gemini. Originally it was called Bard, but they renamed it. Now it's integrated into the Google Workspace, the different apps, and you also see it evident when you do Google searches. It generates that AI summary at the top of your searches. So if you're using it in school, things like Google Docs, Gmail, Slides, this is one to watch and it'll start getting integrated into more and more products. Gemini can generate text, summarize documents, help you brainstorm, even handle images and voice. It's a great all-rounder, especially if you're using Google Schools. There's a free version, and like the others, there's a more advanced paid version with extra tools and speed. Then we've got Claude by a company called Anthropic. It's a bit quieter than the other two, but it doesn't mean it's not a very effective tool. It's been very good at handling long documents from its beginning. It had over twice the input number of characters than what ChatGPT did in its original release. I've used Claude to summarize entire curriculum guides, school policies, and it gets it done. It's a little more cautious than ChatGPT. It doesn't hallucinate as confidently, let's say, but that can actually be a strength when you're working with sensitive and detailed material. Like all three of them, they're all overlapping. They're all releasing new versions. For a while there, Claude was fantastic at doing coding and mathematical problems. It was better than the other two, and so on. So you find over time, as they release different versions, they will leapfrog each other in capabilities in different areas as they compete with each other. But like the other two, Claude has a free version and a premium option with more usage and priority access. So those are the three main engines. Think about them as the power plants. They generate the results. But using them requires a bit of know-how. You need to write prompts, give context, and sometimes tweak things to get the output you want. That is where the next part comes in, wrappers. Now, wrappers are tools that sit on top of engines like ChatGPT. They use the underlying AI engine, but give it a friendlier interface with pre-filled prompts, templates, and buttons designed for specific users, teachers, business, creative people. It is designed to do a lot of the underlying prompt work for you automatically. So instead of typing, write a lesson for Year 8 history based on the Industrial Revolution, a wrapper will give you a drop-down menu that says select history, topic, Industrial Revolution, select your year level, and boom, it runs the prompt behind the scenes for you. The AI engine is the same. It's built on top of usually OpenAI, Gemini, or one of those platforms. Majority at this stage are built on top of OpenAI, which is the basis of ChatGPT. The AI is the same, but the experience is easier. It's like ordering coffee. Go to a cafe, you order the coffee, they give it to you. At home, you might spend a bit more time designing it. At home, you might spend more time making it from scratch, but the result can be the same. There are a number of popular AI tools designed for teachers in this wrapper format. So let's talk about some of the teacher-specific platforms you might have heard of. The first one is Diffit. I've used this early on. I don't use it anymore. It's ChatGPT. I've learned how to do it within that. So this tool simplifies text, create reading comprehensive tasks, and adjust language for different levels of students. So what it allows you to do is you can upload a worksheet or a task, and it can adjust the language level to a different age group. Say you've got a learning resource that's designed for 12-year-olds, and you want to adjust for an 8-year-old, you can then tell it to do that, and it'll redo the language. It then provides you with a whole lot of different templates. You can then output that. Whether they're good or not, I'll leave that up to you to have it explore. And therefore, we can then export these as PDFs. The next one is Gamma.app. This is great for visual learners. I love this app. I have a paid membership for it. I use it a lot. It's absolutely fantastic. It takes your prompt and builds slideshow type presentations, perfect for classroom display or flipped learning. Basically, it will design a really good quality PowerPoint presentation, but you can also use it for doing web pages, social, and documents. So it's quite powerful, but I'm only use it for the feature of creating PowerPoint slides if I need to generate one. It obviously draws on the information. Like any AI that makes it from scratch, you need to obviously check the content that it produces, make sure it's accurate. But it produces high quality, great looking PowerPoint files within like a minute. So that's definitely one I actually pay for, and I've been using it since I discovered it. Magic AI School, probably one of the most comprehensive platforms. It has a massive library of preset prompts, lesson plans, IEPs, parent emails, rubrics, behavior strategies, you name it. They've actually incorporated on there. And this one's promoted a lot on the internet, and a lot of teachers use it. Brisk works inside Google Docs and Slides. It's a plugin you load up. I've used it early on. It's fairly good. It's really good for giving feedback, grading, and some people argue AI detection, but no, I didn't find it very useful for that. And this is a program you can use while you're within Google Docs, like your little virtual assistant. So definitely one to play with. It only works within that Google environment at this stage. And the last one we're going to cover in this particular podcast, Edu AI. This focuses on planning tools, teaching strategies, office quizzes, activities, and you pick your menu and it'll actually then produce the output for you. Pretty much the same as all of them. So all of these are helpful. And I generally think they're a great place to start if you're new to AI. They save time, they do simplify things, and they reduce the fear factor of getting started. And they can show the capability of what AI can do. But there is a catch. Most of them run on what's called a freemium model. Most of these platforms stuff are free, or they give you credits to use so many generations. For example, Gamma.app, you'll get enough credits to do maybe 5 presentation files, and that you need to pay. Other ones, you may get 5 generations a week, or they'll limit your export options, which happens under Diffit. You can produce it, but there's only certain templates you can actually use when you export it. But then, if you want more access, you pay. It's a smart business model, been around forever, like the old shareware programs they used to do many years ago. As where you get so much for free, then if you want more features, more capabilities, you then need to pay. And ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini also do the same. but they don't restrict as much as what these wrapper programs do. But it can get expensive fast, especially if you're trying multiple different tools, because a lot of the tools tend to do one or two things really well, and therefore you need multiple tools to maybe do the full range of activities that you want to achieve by using AI. So that's where my podcast and my approach comes in. Why I tell teachers to use these free tools for themselves? You can do most anything with these platforms offer. Using the free version of ChatGPT, Gemini and Claude, you just need to learn how to write the right prompts, give clear instructions, and know what's possible. And that's exactly what Teachers AI Café is here for. I've tried out a lot of these programs and what can they do. But what we want to get to the point is you're being able to write your own prompts in the free versions of ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. If you really get into it, paying for the paid versions to really transform your teaching and what you can actually do. In future episodes, I'm going to break down a lot more specific details, such as how to write your own lesson prompts, how to fine-tune feedback responses, and differentiate materials that you already have for different classes, all using the AI tools. And primarily, I'm going to do it in ChatGPT, but I'm going to have specialist episodes where I'm going to focus on these other wrapper type tools. It's a little slower at first when you first get into AI, but once you get the hang of it, it's empowering. And you're not locked into someone else's buttons or templates. You've got full creative control when you use it within one of the big three. So to sum it up, we've got your main engines of ChatGPT, Gemini and Claude. Another one like DeepSeek might come along. Out of China, it's happened recently. You've got your wrappers built on top like Diffit, MagicSchool and Gamma. These things make it easier, but often cost more money. And then you've got you, a teacher, learning how to take back the reins and do it for yourself with just a bit of guidance off this podcast. If you found this episode helpful, hit follow and subscribe. And if you know a teacher who's been wondering which AI tool should I even start with, send them this way. In the next episode, I'll walk you through some real-life classroom examples of how I use ChatGPT in my planning, feedback, and even student engagement. Until then, enjoy your cuppa, your work or your drive, and I'll chat to you soon.